What happened to Tom Cruise? The man once known for his perfect smile and ageless charm has left fans stunned in 2025. During a Super Bowl commercial, his face appeared swollen and stretched, just minutes after a trailer showed him looking perfectly normal. A plastic surgeon even suggested it looked like a case of too many fillers. And when a British host later compared his face to Play-Doh, the internet exploded. But behind the headlines and the whispers lies a much deeper story, one of pain, sacrifice, and the heavy price of staying Hollywood's most daring star. Tom Cruise wasn't born into fame or fortune. Born on July 3, 1962 in Syracuse, New York, his childhood was far from glamorous. His father, an engineer with a violent temper, created an atmosphere of fear. Tom once called him a merchant of chaos. By the age of 14, he had already attended 15 different schools across multiple states and even in Canada. The constant movement left him isolated, but it also gave him one skill that would define his future: the ability to adapt. School wasn't easy. At just 7, teachers realized Tom couldn't read properly. He was diagnosed with severe dyslexia. Letters seemed to jump off the page, impossible to pin down. Kids mocked him, teachers lost patience. But instead of giving up, he developed a method of learning by listening. He memorized scripts word for word, not just his own lines, but everyone's. That painful struggle transformed into an almost superhuman memory, one that would serve him well on stage and on set. At home, life was no better. In 1974, his mother left his abusive father, taking Tom and his siblings with her. She worked endless hours, waitressing, cleaning houses, whatever it took to survive. Watching her struggle lit a fire in Tom. He vowed to take control of his own destiny. For a brief moment, he thought that destiny was in the priesthood. At 14, he entered a Catholic seminary, following a strict schedule of prayer and Latin lessons. But one reckless night changed everything. He and some friends were caught drinking communion wine. He was expelled, and he realized he wasn't meant to follow rules. He was meant to perform. That discovery came in New Jersey, after his mother remarried and Tom finally had stability. An injury ended his wrestling dreams, but a drama teacher convinced him to audition for the school play. Tom took the lead in Guys and Dolls. On stage, something clicked. For the first time, he felt alive. By 18, he dropped out of high school and moved to New York with just $500 and a bag of clothes. He lived in a rat-infested apartment, working as a busboy, barely surviving. His first film role, An Endless Love, lasted only seconds, but the energy he brought caught people's attention. Then came Risky Business in 1983, the movie that made him a star. By the time Top Gun hit theaters in 1986, Tom Cruise was no longer a struggling actor. He was Hollywood's golden boy, flying real fighter jets and pulling off feats other actors wouldn't dare. From that moment on, Tom built a career not just on acting, but on danger. Hanging off cliffs, clinging to the side of planes, climbing the Burj Khalifa. If there was a risk, Tom would take it. He refused stunt doubles, determined to give audiences something real. But that devotion came at a cost. Broken bones, injuries, exhaustion. His body has taken years of punishment. And in 2025, the consequences are finally catching up. Fans now wonder if the swollen, altered look in his face is the result of plastic surgery or simply the toll of decades of punishing his body in the name of entertainment. For Tom Cruise, the line between man and myth has always been blurred. He gave us unforgettable performances, pushed the limits of what an actor could endure, and risked his life time and time again to keep the illusion alive. But now, as his appearance becomes the subject of ridicule and speculation, the world is left with one haunting question. Has Tom Cruise's greatest stunt been pretending that he's still invincible? If you found this story eye-opening, don't just let it pass. Share this video, hit the subscribe button, and drop a comment about which star's journey inspired you most. Because their stories aren't just Hollywood history. They're proof that the biggest power you can carry is believing in yourself.